Welcome, dear listeners, to another episode of Unveil the Future Season 3. I'm your host, Đức Vượng, Senior Marketing and Communication Specialist at VinFuture Foundation, and I'm thrilled to accompany you through another story of breakthrough scientists who has made a significant mark on the global science landscape. In recent years, Vietnamese scientists have stepped confidently onto the global stage, achieving breakthroughs, building bridges across borders, and reshaping Vietnam's place in the scientific world. Today's guest is a shining example of this movement. He's a leading expert in green energy research, currently working at the Monash University in Australia, and has become a strong advocate for international collaboration. Representing Vietnam's global scientific community, he has helped to bring the image of Vietnam science to new heights, fostering meaningful bilateral research partnerships and inspiring young scientists everywhere. Early this year, he joined VinFuture InnovaConnect series in May 2025, sharing his expertise and vision for a sustainable future. Now, we're excited to dive deeper into his journey, from his cutting-edge research to his hopes for Vietnamese role in shaping the global energy landscape. Greetings, Dr. Hoàng-Long. To start us off, could you share a little bit about yourself, your background as a scientist, and a brief overview of your journey in research so our audience can get to know you better?
Yes, before I start, I would like to say thank you very much. It's an honor to be here to share insights, not only about my research, but I hope it's also about how science can connect nations and create a sustainable future. Of course, everybody know that I'm a scientist. My work is focused on the design the electrochemical ammonia synthesis. My journey is I started with a different cultures from Vietnam, Malaysia, South Korea, and Australia. So I started having my bachelor degree in mechanical engineering in Malaysia. And then I moved to South Korea for my master degree, energy environmental engineering, and Australia for my PhD in chemistry.
Thank you for sharing your journey. Dr. Long, your work on sustainable ammonia production has been widely recognized. Could you elaborate on the unique properties of the catalyst and the system that make them particularly effective in advancing green energy and reducing carbon emissions?
About my research, we focus on electrochemical system for sustainable ammonia productions. And we all know that ammonia is widely known as a fertilizer, but what is often less appreciated is its role as an energy carrier. It can store and transport renewable energy, and if produced sustainably, it can become a clean fuel. The challenge with conventional ammonia production is that the Haber-Bosch process consumes a lot of energy and account for around 1 to 2% of the global carbon dioxide emissions. In our work, we aim to replace this process with electrochemical ammonia synthesis that can run at mild conditions and be powered by renewable electricity. Importantly, lithium metal is key. It acts as a power mediator, forming lithium nitride intermediate that can be protonated to produce ammonia with high selectivity. Recently, we achieved current to ammonia efficiency approaching 100% by optimizing the electrolyte, solid electrolyte interface, and proton shuttles. This eliminates the need for high pressure and high temperature from the Haber-Bosch process. Our approach not only reduce the emissions, but also make decentralized ammonia production possible. So it can be scaled flexibly from small rural installations to large industrial plants or powered by renewables.
You have highlighted your efforts in strengthening collaboration between Vietnam and Australia in renewable energy and ammonia technology, which is such an important area of work. Building these kinds of international partnerships is really straightforward. Could you share some of the unique challenges you have encountered in fostering these connections and how you have worked to overcome them?
Well, the international collaboration is really critical in this field, and I have been particularly focused on building strong connection between Australia and Vietnam. If we're talking about challenges of building collaborations, there are some examples, like differences in research infrastructure, time zones, and funding frameworks can make coordination difficult. But from my view, I also can see significant opportunities. In particular, Australia and Vietnam have similar agricultural foundations and also abundant renewable energy resources. So agriculture drives both economies, and ammonia is vital as fertilizer. But ammonia is also emerging as an energy carrier that can store and transport renewable energy. And currently, Vietnam manufactures import most of ammonia produced from fossil fuels. By adopting electrochemical ammonia synthesis technology, Vietnam could produce carbon neutral ammonia domestically, ensuring agricultural security and reduce emissions. In the long term, Vietnam could become a regional green ammonia exporter, just like Australia aims to do at the moment. This would diversify its economy, strengthen energy independence, and create new clean tech industry. In the future, Australia and Vietnam can face challenges. For example, technology transfer, infrastructure investment, and scale from the lab to industry. But with strategic partnerships, both countries can win. Australia provides a proven tech and scaling expertise. Vietnam provides a market growth and strategic export positioning.
Thank you for insightful overview. It's exciting to see how this collaboration can be a true win-win for both Vietnam and Australia, with such clear potential for long-term impact on agriculture, the economy, and the clean energy. Building on that vision, I'd like to dive deeper into the research itself. From your laboratory work to your ARC-funded projects, how do you approach bridging the gap between fundamental research and industrial-scale applications to boost the adoption of sustainable ammonia and hydrogen-based energy solutions worldwide?
In my opinion, I think it's all about integrating fundamental research and industrial scale deployment. So one of the key principles guiding my work is that research should not stop at the publication stage. At Jupiter Ionics, I would want to share, Jupiter Ionics is our company, the Monash University spin out from our project. We designed every research stage with scalability in mind. This means testing material and system under conditions that mimic the real-world operations and thinking about durability, cost, and the possibility to manufacture from the start. Our ARC-funded project allow us, on the other hand, explore both the fundamental science, understanding exactly how the nitrogen reduction reaction occurs at the molecular level, and the engineering challenges such as designing electrode structure and optimizing reactor configurations. Bridging the gap between lab and industry is what will ultimately accelerate the adoption of sustainable ammonia and hydrogen-based energy solution for on the global scale.
Thank you so much for sharing those insights. For the next part of our conversation, we'd love to learn more about your personal journey and your vision for Vietnamese science. Dr. Long, your path has taken you from Vietnam to South Korea and now to Australia, where you have become a highly respected voice in the global energy research community. To start, what first sparked your passion for sustainable energy and nanomaterials?
Yeah, I grew up in Vietnam, like you introduced. So that's why I saw how energy access and agriculture underpin their livelihoods. During my engineering study, I realized that the science could connect the two, so we can produce clean energy while supporting food security. And then exposure to advanced research in South Korea and Australia deepened my belief that I see that the nanomaterials and electrochemistry could help solve both climate and agricultural challenges at the same time. Also, I realized that by controlling matter of the atomic scale, we can dramatically improve efficiency and reduce energy consumptions in critical industry processes. This idea that you can design the materials to solve the whole universe problem, has driven my work ever since.
Thank you so much for sharing that. It's inspiring to hear how your experiences in Vietnam, South Korea, and Australia have shaped such a clear vision of using science to solve global challenges. Your story really reflects the power of international experience in driving innovation. Now, as a Vietnamese scientist thriving at Monash University and working on groundbreaking research, you're a great example for many young Vietnamese researchers who dream of going global. Could you share some of the key challenges and opportunities you faced in building your career in the energy sector abroad? How did you navigate the cultural and geographical barriers, and what advice would you give to aspiring Vietnamese scientists seeking to make their mark internationally?
That is a very nice question. So, when I first left Vietnam to study and work abroad, to be honest, everything felt unfamiliar, and I think it happened to every young people. The language, the culture, even the pace of research is very unfamiliar. I had to adapt quickly, but I also learned to accept that progress should take patience and, importantly, persistence. In the beginning, I often felt I had to work twice as hard just to be understood. It's not in terms of language, but also in terms of sharing ideas in a way that fit the different research cultures. Over time, I realized that these differences were not just barriers, but also opportunity to grow for me. Moving between Malaysia, South Korea, and Australia allowed me to experience diverse approaches in science. And for example, like from high structure industrial R&D to more academic research, each step taught me something new, whether it is a technical skill, project management, or simply how to listen and communicate more effectively. I wouldn't say I have overcome all geographical and cultural barriers, and they still exist in a subtle way. But I have learned to navigate them with humility and respect. I try to approach every collaboration with open mind, willing to learn from others as much as I hope they learn from me. That mindset has opened door to partnership I ever would I have imagined, and it remind me that my journey is not just about personal achievement, but about building connection that lasts beyond any project. Yeah.
I really appreciate your reflections. Your journey and your emphasis on persistence and respect feel so relevant, not only for young scientists, but for everyone navigating cultural and geographical barriers when pursuing international opportunities. That brings me to a bigger theme, international collaboration. You've become a recognized voice for fostering partnerships between Vietnam and Australia, and your work is a powerful example of how global science can create impact. How do you see your role as a model for other scientists who share this dream of working internationally? And in your view, what does this growing global engagement mean for Vietnamese scientific community in the future?
So to me, this recognition is not about personal achievement, but about, how to choose the right word, representation. So when I speak at conference or participate in the global initiatives, I am also carrying the image of Vietnam's scientific capability. It sends a signal that Vietnamese scientists can lead cutting-edge research and be a part of shaping the future of energy. So I see my role as, I can say, twofold. So the first, to showcase Vietnam's potential to the world, highlighting our young talent, our growing research capability, and our abundant renewable energy resources. Second, to act as a bridge, bridging international expertise, funding partnerships back to Vietnam so that our scientific community can grow stronger and more connected. I also hope to inspire our young scientists, especially those from Vietnam, to think beyond the border. Science today is truly global. Whether you are in Melbourne, Hanoi, or Berlin, you can contribute meaningfully if you build the right skill, network, a mindset. If my journey show anything, it that your origin is not limitations, but a unique strength you can use to connect the world.
Thank you so much for sharing that perspective. From what you've said, it's clear that there are so many lessons young Vietnamese scientists can take away to think beyond borders, to stay at the cutting edge, and to believe that they can be at the forefront of global scientific advancement. Looking ahead, I'd love to hear your thoughts on collaboration. Specifically, what potential do you see for partnerships between platforms like the VinFuture Prize and Vietnam scientific communities, especially in green energy? And how would you like to see research, development, and application become more deeply connected between Vietnam and the global stage?
Yeah, I believe the VinFuture Prize is uniquely positioned to be more than just a wall. It's on a wall. It can be a bridge between Vietnamese researchers and global scientific community. So in green energy sector, and particularly in the field like renewable hydrogen and ammonia, Vietnam has enormous untapped potential. So we have abundant solar and wind resources, a strong agricultural base that could integrate bio-based renewable, and we have a young talented generation of scientists and engineering. They're eager to contribute. The challenge is connecting this potential with the right expertise, infrastructure, and investment. And this is where VinFuture can play a transformative role by not only recognizing excellence, but also fostering both award collaborations. For example, like Joy Project, Mobility Program, or Share Research Platform. VinFuture could help Vietnamese team gain direct access to the latest technologies, advanced laboratories, and international funding networks. I envisioned a model where Vietnamese research doesn't stop at the lab ends. Instead, breakthroughs are supported all the way through pilot-scale demonstrations, industrial partnership, and eventual market deployment. To make this happen, we need a strong two-way connection. Global expert working with Vietnamese institute on site, and Vietnamese scientists gain more opportunity to work abroad and bring back skill and network. So if VinFuture continue to champion this type of engagement, it can help ensure that our research is not only recognized, but also applied, delivering tangible benefit for Vietnam, the regions, and also the world.
Thank you so much for those thoughtful insights and for seeing the VinFuture Prize as more than just an award, but truly as a bridge between Vietnam's scientific community and the world. That's exactly the vision we strive for. Building on that, I'd love to hear your thoughts about VinFuture's mission and its core. We've always aimed not just to celebrate scientific excellence, but to champion diversity and inclusivity, recognizing scientists from developing countries, underrepresented backgrounds, and even very niche fields that are often overlooked. You've been directly involved with us, especially through the VinFuture InnovaConnect series. From your experience, how do you feel the VinFuture has performed in this mission so far, and what impact do you think this inclusive approach has on the global research ecosystem?
So I would say I think the platform like VinFuture Prize plays a really important role in the global scientific conversations. They don't just celebrate discoveries from the well-established research hub. They also recognize scientists from developing countries and underrepresented fields. That inclusivity is powerful because it brings the fresh perspective often shaped by unique local challenge, which can inspire solutions the world haven't considered before. In the green energy, this kind of recognition can help countries with abundant resources but limited visibility become active player in the global transition. To me, VinFuture isn't just an award. I just try to express again. It's a bridge that connects diverse voices with a shared goal of sustainable progress.
Thank you so much for sharing your perspective. Building on that, I'd love to hear your recommendations for us. In your view, what more can the VinFuture Prize do to strengthen its role not only as a bridge connecting scientists globally, but also as a springboard, especially for young researchers to achieve greater scientific success?
For the VinFuture, I see the VinFuture is a powerful driver for impactful scientific innovations, and so like the kind that can directly address climate change and celebrate the sustainable development. What makes it remarkable is its ability to bring together ideas from across disciplines, regions, and sector, create a truly global conversation about solutions. So I think my advice to strengthen these missions, I think VinFuture could deepen its role in helping the groundbreaking research cross the bridge from laboratory success to the real-world adoption. This could include building stronger links between award-winning team, industry leader, and policymakers. And so it ensures discovery are not only celebrated, but also implemented. Expanding mentorship program for early career scientists and creating more collaborative platform for knowledge exchange. This would also extend the long-term impact for the prize. For the young scientists, I would advise that, particularly the scientists from Vietnam, to build a strong foundation in both technical knowledge and communication skill. Science is just not about doing experiment. It's also about explaining your work clearly to others and building networks that can help your idea grow. The most important is persistence. Research often involves repeated failures before success. And finally, keep the global perspective, but stay grounded in the solution, in solving real local problems. And that combination of global vision and local relevance is extremely powerful.
That brings us to the end of today's conversation. Before we wrap up, is there a final message you'd like to share with our audience? Perhaps some words of encouragement or insight for young scientists, or even young people in general who will be watching this episode and drawing inspiration from your journey in science?
We just pursue our dream, never give up. Life, I just get one quote from the movie, that's my favorite movie, from the Forrest Gump. The life is just like a chocolate box, so you will never know what you get inside. So work hard and this will pay off.
Thank you so much, Dr. Zhu Hoàng-Long, for sharing such a thoughtful advice with our audience and giving us a deeper insight into your remarkable journey and vision. Your story is a powerful reminder of how curiosity, perseverance, and global collaboration can drive science forward, and how Vietnamese scientists are increasingly shaping solutions for some of the world's most pressing challenges. We are truly grateful for your time and efforts. To our listeners, we hope today's conversation has left you inspired to see science not only as a path of discovery, but as a force for change, connection, and opportunity. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe our YouTube channel and tune in to the Unveil the Future on Spotify. You can also follow the VinFuture Foundation on our website and social media to stay updated on the VinFuture Prize, InnovaConnect, and other initiatives empowering scientists worldwide. We're also excited to share that the nominations for the 2026 VinFuture Prize are now open until April 17, 2026. You can find more details at the link below. I'm Đức Vượng. It's been a pleasure being your host today. Thank you for tuning in, and until next time, keep imagining, keep innovating, and keep working together to unveil the future.